Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. Hope you're doing well this Monday morning, getting ready for a big week, doing all kind of things at work and at play and outdoors and all kind of fun things coming up. Hope you have a great optimistic attitude every day about doing everything you do. It goes by a lot faster, believe me. High today, 91, and low 78, and water temperature 89. And our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. 767-5500 is their phone number, so give them a call out there. The moon phase brought to us every Monday do a moon phase, and Mountain Dew brings our Monday moon phase to us. And we're right now just finishing the full moon from last week. And you're talking about Mountain Dew, you just take it outside with Mountain Dew. I know a lot of Mountain Dew has been consumed this summer with this hot weather. Now, the full moon was last week. We're on a waning moon. Friday will be the last of the last quarter. The last quarter will be this Friday. And in about 2 weeks, in fact, wrote it down on the 30th. Friday the 30th will be the next, be a new moon. So keep that in mind. The moon is so important in outdoor activities. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Long have a high tide. And look, these tides today, can you compare them to last week? We just don't have much of a tide. Today's Monday, August the 19th, and we're in neap tides. There's not much movement in the next 3 days. It's going to pick up a little bit for the weekend, but now in the next 3 days is excellent scalloping because there's not a lot of tidal flow. So you can get out there and not be affected by the water clarity being moved by the tide. Marine forecast will be south-southwest at about 9. Let's take our break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Remember last week, we had a great week. We had some great guests on. Fred was on Friday, talked all the kind of redfish stuff. And then the day before, I had Ron Childs and Bob Cox come on with Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association. And we just had some good guests this summer, I'll be honest with you, some really good ones. And one of the things, we're talking about the Reef Association, and they talked about different sized reefs, and I didn't know if everybody has a complete understanding of it, so I want to show this picture to you and sort of explain to you what the reef structures actually are. We're going to start from left to right. Of course, the big one is called a super pyramid, okay? And you look at the bottom left now, that gives you the size. It's regular pyramid if it's 8 to 10 foot, super pyramid if it's 15 foot and over. Of course, the small one is under 6. So that's sort of how they categorize the pyramids, and you can see. Now let's go to the center of the page right here. This is called a tiered reef. It's about 5 to 6 feet, and it's open layers for small fish, and that makes a lot of sense. See how the little small fish can get in there and hide themselves? I really like that one. All right, let's go down to let's go over here to the bottom right-hand corner. That's called a reef ball. Again, 3 to 5 feet, a sort of rounded dome. You got the holes that fish, the little bait fish can come in and out. Again, that's a good one there too. And then let's go to the top right-hand corner. That's just a ledge, and what it does, it imitates what a natural ledge looks like. So that's cool because that's naturally what happens out there. We have ledges, and then you have a hybrid. That's a neat idea. A hybrid is 5 to 6 feet, and it's a tiered reef on top of a ledge. So that, doing this kind of structure, it does one thing. It improves fishing. It improves diving. So I'm proud of our Bay County's getting into it, and it's a win-win for everybody. So I just want you to understand when we talk about different structures, it's not just all little pyramids out there, okay? All right, let's move on to some other stuff now. Coming up, go and mark out your calendar. If you remember last year, I went up there to the Cooksey track, and we're looking at the center of the page right here, okay? Now this is from the FWC, so you need to check with them. There's a youth dove quail hunt. This is coming up in October. That's not that far away. Its location is Quincy, Florida. It'll be at 3 p.m. And those dates right there, it's at the Cooksey track. I'll tell you what to do. Touch base with Becca Nelson with the FWC, and she can give you more details. She's the information officer with FWC. But there's several things. Now, that's October at the Cooksey track. Now, if you remember, I visited there last year and on the squirrel hunt and the cookout. It's a great opportunity to get young people in it. Same thing, this is going to be in Liberty County. In February, there's a youth hunt for deer and hog with a muzzle loader, okay? and that's going to be February 28th in Liberty County, down in where? It's in Teloja, Florida. You got that, Amanda Whitehead? Right there in your backyard. All right, and the third one I want to talk about is squirrel hunt, going back up to the Cooksey track. That's the one, like I said, we went to last year. It's going to be about the same weekend, really. You can hog hunt one day and go squirrel hunt the next day with young people. This is for young people now. It's a youth hunt. So that's some really good things right there. So again, touch base with Becca Nelson. Call the FWC office out there, and she'll give you all the details on it. All right? Now, Chris Gurry sent this. Johnny Boggs on stage. Johnny Boggs is quite an outdoorsman, and he caught these black drum, and I'm gonna blow them up. Here they are right here. Some black drum, two drum right there. And Apalachicola Bay. John is a consummate outdoorsman, and he just can catch fish. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Here's a better picture of it here. I blew it up. But the reason I want to bring up Johnny, other than being just a great outdoorsman, Johnny is on page 286 of my book. I took a copy of the page. This is his wife, Linda Gale, and they won the Bay Point Blue Marlin tournament with a 455 pounder. They won in 1994. I put this story in my book because she's the only lady to ever win. Johnny was the captain of the boat, and that Blue Marlin was a heck of a catch. I was out there and actually saw it. And of course, he'd been fishing. He's originally from Mariana, been fishing since the 60s and 70s, but he was fishing a long time. So anyway, still fishing, still catching fish. Okay. All right. Now I did want to bring. Let's see. That's enough. Now let's go ahead. I do want to mention this. People keep asking about the storm effects, and it's affected nature immensely. And I want to bring on some experts because I just have theories and all myself. But I talk to people who have the same kind of theories I have, and they see it. I know Billy Grantham sent me a message last week up there at Sneads in Jackson County, and because I was talking about all the water in the sandhill ponds had a storm that affected it. And then he sent me this message about up in his part of the country, in the Jackson County area, a lot of the fruit and nut trees are just not bearing much right now, not getting many fruit on them, not getting many nuts on them because of the storm. And again, our theory is that the stress and all of being in a Category 5 hurricane has affected it, and really they have nothing to base it on because we've never had a Category 5 hurricane in this area, never. So a lot of people don't know really what's causing it. We'll have a lot of conjecture on our part, but the water levels, the trees and all, it's interesting and intriguing. So we'll try to get the answer to all this. Okay, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us on this Monday morning. Be sure you do something good for your fellow man, especially on Mondays. A lot of people need some encouragement on Mondays. I know scallop season opened up this past weekend, and trust me, a lot of folks out there, it was just a great time. It was had by all, and a lot of scallops were found. I didn't get a chance Friday. I normally do a preview on what all to bring and places to go and all that, but we had Fred Myers on the show Friday talking about redfish, and boy, it's just great every time we get Fred on the show to have someone of that caliber catching that many redfish to share some of the things with us. So anyway, let's move on to scalloping. Let's talk about scalloping, and I always like to do it this way. I've seen people out there with, you don't need a wetsuit to go scalloping. Okay, you want to keep it as simple as possible. You don't have to go buy brand new stuff. You do want good quality stuff when you buy it, and when it wears out, then you need to go buy new stuff. But you don't have to buy new stuff every year. I first want to mention the knife, okay, that you clean the fish with. This is a scallop knife. This is custom made for me by Chester Forehand. Now you're going to see it later on. I'm going to show you a video in a few minutes cleaning scallops. But basically what it is, that is a water hose, okay? That's a water hose, an epoxy in between, and that's an old butter knife that is just sort of ground down. But the key to the whole thing, you can't see it on the screen there, but it has a little curve right here on the tip. And that curve follows the contour of the shell, so when you cut that meat out, you don't leave any meat. So that's a customized. I got 2 or 3 of them. I've had these 20-something years, I know, and it's just real simple. But don't use an oyster knife. Do not use an oyster knife to clean scallops. Okay. Equipment-wise, keep it as simple as possible. Okay. This is my right here in a little blue bag. Okay. We Gail and I color code our stuff. I do I do stuff in blue. And this is an old mask. I say old, it's some seaweed from last summer. Look at that, over the weekend. Okay, now, this is just a basic outfit right here. I like the round one piece like this. I know a lot of people get all kind of new ones and all. And also making a full face one. I saw that at Seopa last year. So full face mask and all. I don't know how those work. If you have them, just let me know how you like them and all. But this has been an old reliable for me. Now, this is not my original one. I buy a new one probably every 5 or 6, maybe 8 years, maybe. I don't know. But the rubber eventually wears out if you use them and all. But this is what I like. And you want a really good snorkel, okay, that won't take water in, okay? So this is basically what I take. And then you want good fins. You want a good set of fins to wear in the water and all, and just something comfortable, okay? And this is U.S. Divers. I got the stuff I got some at Ronnie Groom's and I got some at Blue Water. And Gail's stuff is in a red bag. And you want a bag that closes up, okay? Because when you get a scallop, the scallops will swim out of the bag now. Keep that in mind. And like I say, some people have these are good too. I just feel like I have a better vision when you have a big mask like that. But you want to, like I say, you want metal up here, so this bag will actually, when you put the scallops in, so you can actually close up, because if not, they'll swim out. I've had them, if you leave it open like that, they'll just swim on out and keep on going. So you want to be able to close it. That's just some basic stuff. I also take along with me a poke pole, and this one just has one point. I have a couple. I really like the 3 prongs. This is just a single prong. This is really good for flounder, but a lot of times mullet are swimming by or something. This sort of narrows your range. You want a little 3 prong on a mullet because you got a better chance to get them. So, and I shoot mullet and I shoot flounder and all. So, and also I sort of feel like it's good protection when that big bull shark swims up. Because if you got some bloody fish with you, they're gonna come up there. And by the way, now you got to be aware of that. I always every scallop season get a little scared myself for other people. In fact, watching out for sharks. I always worry about kids getting off by themselves and all. There are sharks in St. Joe Bay. I've seen in my lifetime 3 huge sharks. One was Carabel, one was Indian Pass, and one was St. Joe Bay. And I'm talking about it was huge. And I've been out a lot, so be careful and be aware of it. In fact, I do not dive those deep holes anymore. I used to just dive those, 8 to 10 foot, dive those deep holes. I don't do it anymore, because I know there's sharks out there. Scallop's not worth that much to me to do it. And you call me scared if you want, but I just don't do it anymore. I stay in 3 to 5 feet of water if I can. Okay, so this is basic equipment. Now, when you get them, a no limit. Also, just basic stuff, like I said, you want to keep, if there's a lot of boats out there, try to keep a distance between your boat and your neighbor's boat. Don't pull up right next to people that they're scalloping, and don't drive through there fast. So y'all know that. If people don't know that, aren't watching the show. So, but when you get the scallops, you get them back to the house, you want to clean them. Now, I made this video a little while back, but it's still an excellent video, and it shows you basically how to clean a scallop. So, Jeff, let's go ahead and roll this video. Okay, a lot of folks want to know how to clean scallops. Now, it's a real simple procedure. The most important thing is decide whether you're going to clean them back at the house or on the boat. A lot of times we like to clean them on the boat, and that's what we're doing today. The first thing to remember, when you get out of the water and maybe eat a little picnic or something, go ahead and put the scallops, lay them out on the deck somewhere, and when you do that, they're going to start opening up. You notice these, we just got a 5-gallon bucket full today. Usually that's about all we'll get, a 5-gallon bucket full. That's enough to feed a couple of times. But notice how they start opening up already. This one right here. Another thing I want you to notice is the 2 colors. So you have a dark side and a light side. Okay, that's a good size scallop. Light side and dark side. Okay, step 1. You want to put the dark side up top, the light side on bottom. Now on the scallop knife, you have a little curve in it, a little curvature right there. So you're going to go on the side right here and just pry it open, okay? This is a healthy one. You pry it open. Now, once you got it open, hold it right there and take the curve of the knife and run along the top of the shell, okay? Run on the top of the shell right there, and you go and break it off. You don't want to leave any meat on it, and you toss it back in the bay. Now, what you want to do now, this is the important part right here, start scraping down a little bit and get these guts that surround the muscle. Get them in one hand between your thumb and the blade, and it pull right off, just like that. Real simple, and it's just real clean piece of meat, about thumb size. That's a nice scallop. Take the guts, toss them, and now take the same curvature right there, and you're gonna curve it right here. Clean that completely off. There's your scallop. Drop it down. Always have a little bowl with you. Drop it down right there. Don't leave any meat on the shell. Toss it, and that's how you clean scallops. Chester on Panhandle Outdoors. Okay, welcome back. Hope you learned something by that. I know a lot of y'all know how to do it, but like I say, every year we get people moving in and enjoying our outdoors, and we just want to help them enjoy it. And that's a little simple process. It's a little slow to start with, but the more you do it, the easier it gets and the faster you can go. And we got to get Daryl in to show us how to do it, and Donna Allen and all those ladies. Some of those ladies are really good. Okay, listen, fishing game time today, there was only one time. It's brought to you by Blue Water Outriggers. I'm sorry, 2 times. 3:31 to 5:31 this morning, and this evening 3:51 to 5:51. I don't know if that affects the scallop or not. I think there's more of a tidal flow. Keep in mind some basic fundamentals of scalloping. When it's dead tide, I mean, you can still get them. Like fishing is tough in dead tide, you can still get them. And when the tide starts first moving and going out, I really like that, because a lot of times the scallops sort of get up out of the grass and open up, and they'll sort of move in. So I really like an outgoing tide. The downside of an outgoing tide, if you're in a certain area, that the silt and all in the water sort of gets a little bit thicker and it's a little bit harder to see. But the incoming tide, usually it's an outgoing tide or dead tide that I usually go by. Okay, now everybody, of course, we're talking about St. Joe Bay. Had an email from a viewer last week, said, Coach, where's a good place to go behind St. George Island? Honestly, you don't hear me say this very often. I honestly don't know. I've never scalloped in that area. I do know down around Carabel and all, you can go off the coast in Carabel. We'll talk about that next week. But I don't know about St. George Island. I don't know about a scalloping in that area at all. If any of y'all are doing a scalloping there, please let me know how you do down there. I don't get a lot of reports. But let's go to St. Joe Bay, and basically we're going to zoom in to this area in here and all. And y'all know, again, most folks know what we're talking about. These channels, this is Black's Island right in here, okay? Black's Island's in there. It's not really focused as good as I want it to be, but okay, I guess. Okay, Black's Island here. See these channels, okay? Again, I stay away from the channels. It's just, the channels it brings in the bad guys and people not the people, the predators I don't want to be around. So, but Black Island, all along the coastline here, you're gonna find scallops, okay? In about 3 to 4 feet of water, you just bounce around. This is St. Joe State Park right here. And actually, you can find, when we used to camp here, we would find a lot of scallops out from the campground. And I don't know if they're there this year or not, but I do know that a lot of these scallops are gonna be caught around the Black Island area. That's always just been a focal point, get around Black's Island and go to different sizes of it. So I can't get it focused as I want to. But anyway, y'all pretty well see where we are. This is Black's Island right here. You got channels on both sides. This is south of Black's Island. You have Presnell's up here, south of Black's Island. So this is southeast, this is southwest. Most of mine scalloping is in the southwest area, right through here, okay? And over the years, I've just done it that way. And also, I have friends that stay on the southeast side, coming out from Presnell's. A lot of boats. This is shallow, all up through here is all shallow. Okay, so don't get up here. You put your kayak launches down here. You can launch your kayak and canoes, and go from that area. So I just want you to be aware of some basic places to go. It's not hard. It's a great family activity. I know some other media is sort of catching on how everything's going over there, but it's just a lot of fun and all. So make sure you got proper equipment, and make sure you got your diving flag up so your diving flag can be seen by everyone. And don't get that far away from your boat. Y'all stay close to your boat. If you want to move to another area, get in your boat and move to that other area. Don't swim 200 yards away. There was a point in time in scalloping history where you could do that because nobody else was out there. That's not the case anymore. So many people are out there, you just can't swim around and get around. Don't swim around and get around their boat. Okay, that's just not a good thing to do. And also, when you know the limit, 2 gallons, and we actually have a bucket that's marked. Now I got a mark on it on the inside. It says 4 gallons. So when Gail and I are out there, and I fill that bucket, it's a 5-gallon bucket, but I got a line underneath it, and I got 4 gallons. And when I get there, then we stop, of course. And usually we'll clean them on board. That's always a lot of fun. You got a kid on board, you clean the scallop on board, and you just throw the guts out there. All kind of little fish come up. Then you see some bigger fish back there a little bit, and you can show the kids, and they get fascinated if they're small about watching those fish eat those scallop guts. I know it sounds gross and all, but it's just a fun thing to do. So many little things you can do. And if they're in the water with you, people ask, do you get in the grass or you get in the holes? Well, you find scallop in both places. If they're around the hole, just go around the edges, okay? And that's a good spot. I'm running out of time. Y'all get in the water this weekend or sometime this week if you have off. And enjoy the great outdoors. I always appreciate the viewership. You do something good today for your fellow man. Have a great day and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.